Inside the package, actually we're going to have two controllers, the toilet paper manual that I'm already showing you, and in here we're finding the Apple Pippin or something that was called. And the overall quality, it does have a very nice weight to it, and when you're looking at all the functionalities, it's quite interesting. So one of the first things I was quite surprised by, there was no SD card inside of this thing, so I'm guessing you can even add some new games. Only an HDMI and input for the power supply, and at the front having two USB ports for the controllers, and over here we're finding the menu button and the on and off switch. Another thing that was not common when you're looking at all the other, let's say, game boxes. Okay, so when it comes to the power supply, there is no power supply at all. They're only going to have ourselves the barrel jack to USB, and this is because this thing uses 5 volts, so getting a normal, let's say, in charger, not a fast charger by the way. Two controllers, and the controllers were like Super Nintendo clones, and I was quite surprised overall the quality itself. It almost comes close to the original. There are a couple of things that are quite different. For example, the A, B, X, Y buttons are different. They also switch it around, or at least I'm not used to this configuration. Or it's the same like a Super Nintendo. I don't know, man. I have a brain fart at the moment. But doesn't even matter. The Super Retrocaster controllers. Two of them, the D-pad, what I find quite interesting that they have a nice curve to it, but also the feel and a very long travel, but the shoulder buttons feel almost authentic to the original controllers. It's kind of interesting, and yeah, the configuration of this device, I think that's one of the reasons why I find it such a cool thing. So let's plug it in and let's take a close look at it. But let's do a quick teardown, and yeah, you know what's kind of funny, that they added a very piece of metal. But this is not like the cheap way what they did with these, let's say, arcade stick back in the day to give an extra weight. No, it actually does have a purpose. To begin with, you can see there's a thermal paste on top, and the reason why that this thing is going to be connected to the mainboard itself. Yep, this is actually just one of the passive cooling things. And it's kind of cool, to be honest, because when you're looking at this device, yeah, the cooling, especially when it comes to other main boards that we have seen before, has no cooling whatsoever. So when it comes to the chipset, that is also a very interesting one. This thing is called the S905X EmuElec. And this particular chip has been used in the Super Console X, let's say, devices. And I don't know exactly how much RAM, but I'm guessing it's going to be something like 1 or maybe 2 gigabytes. And when you're looking at this main board, the normal, let's say, S905 mainboards, or at least this particular series, can just run PlayStation 1 if they want to. So it's a quite interesting configuration, and they were quite early when you're looking at, let's say, the combination of all the game boxes that are out there. So the Retropedia SRF1, that's the only thing. But again, yeah, if I can find an updated version, that would be really cool. But at this point, I think there is no update version coming out whatsoever. So what is actually interesting with this product, if you're going to be booting it up, it's just actually booting straight into RetroArch. It will show Retropedia, but there is no, let's say, indication that this is just actually an Android box on the inside. So the menu is completely in a different language than English. I have no idea for what kind of market it was actually for. But I can navigate through the menu itself. Here having just a basic RetroArch menu. So far I can see there is no option of getting into, let's say, some extra options. Would be cool. For example, if you can mess around with emulators or add new games. So what kind of stuff can we actually play? We have arcade games. We have even the PC Engine CD. We have the PC Engine Super Graphics, the Family Edition or NES or the Family Computer Disk System. And here having the NES, Super NES, Mega Drive, the Sega Master System Mark III, the Sega Genesis and Sega CD are on here, with all kinds of different options. Then of course the SG-1000 and also PlayStation 1. And this chip is actually capable of running it. So I'm quite interested to see what can we actually do. So let's do a quick gameplay overview and let's check out how the overall emulation performance is. Pressing the menu button will give you actually the menu inside of the game. So here we can restart the system, go out of it, or make a quick load, quick save. The unfortunate thing is there's not a lot of stuff to actually like check out or mess around with emulators. Everything has been locked down. For example, if you want to go back or check out a different menu, nothing works over here. Pressing this button will reboot and we'll go back to the main menu itself. But in the end, when you're looking at, let's say, all of the, let's say, 8-bit stuff, 16-bit, this runs just perfectly on an S905 chip that is inside of this machine. And it is absolutely one of those very cool features of this. And I can tell you, the overall experience with this device is quite nice. In combination with the controllers don't feel like 100% authentic to the original, like the Super NES, but they overall, let's say, respond quite well when it comes to, let's say, the movement of the character in the game. Okay, next up, let's try one of my Super NES games I've played back in the day a lot, and that is Desert Strike. I love, by the way, the intro of this game. The problem when we're gunning with a bad D-pad that we cannot really navigate through the stage. I already mentioned before that the D-pad has a very long travel, and you do really notice it when actually be navigating the helicopter through the stage itself. But the overall experience is quite good, and the emulation part, yeah, just hear for yourself.
Ready, go!
So when it comes to PlayStation, the games will run on native resolution, but the overall emulation performance is quite good.